Yo, what's up? Fuck.
Leaving that there.
Yo, what's up? And welcome to the Carpet Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Nick.
I'm Matt.
We're on episode 2 on this bitch.
We made it to episode 2.
Yeah, so thanks for listening to the last episode. We didn't really know where that would have went. It was kind of like the test pilot episode, and got some good feedback, got some feedback. Now everyone wants to have a podcast, which is cool.
Very happy with we'd rather have you come out there, let us know what you think about it. Comment, like, subscribe. Let us know how you feel. Definitely got great feedback and constructive criticism on what we should and shouldn't do. Might not listen to that, but we're going to continue on either way. So we have guests.
Yeah, here's our lengthy conversation with Dom Stone and Mike Saracino.
How do you want to be represented? Trendsetter Records.
That's fine.
Part of Loose Change. Promoter extraordinaire. And how do I pronounce your last name?
It's Saracino.
Saracino!
Yes.
Saracino!
Yes, Italian.
We have Mike Saracino. You're also part of Loose Change,
Yes, Loose
and
Change.
Last Minute Hero. And all-around swell guy.
Yep, Salus University, what's up?
Shout out Sigap.
No
Sigap?
No shit.
Sigap all day.
Shout out to LaSalle though.
Yes.
All right. That's how I really know you guys, just from the legend of.
See, I've only ever been to LaSalle with Bill.
Is that when we almost died?
That's when we almost died. Have you ever heard that story?
All right, so get this. It's after a Cortana show in Champs, and so we go to LaSalle, and Bill's like, okay, we're gonna go to a party or whatever. I think we go to a party, or I think we just drink in his dorm room. This was like 2 years ago now.
Yeah, we started in the dorm room.
Started in the dorm room, went to some party or something, and then we got kicked out of the party, obviously, because we're not in Sigap. And then, so we're walking back to his apartment, and then a car fucking comes out of nowhere, hits another car, almost into our friend Eric, who's tying his shoe at that point, like a hair away from him. And we look at each other, and then we look at the guy getting out of the car. He starts booking it.
We mean getting out of the car. This man
This is across from Happy Fortune.
We were walking against a brick wall, some building there, and we're all going to get Chinese food. Happy times. Spirits are high, right? We're walking in a pack, and this dude completely right angles the car into a brick fucking wall, and we were just walking past. And these dudes are like, well, done with this, gone.
Peace.
Done, gone, out. They're running, and Bill's like, oh my god, we gotta go stop and like help people. I'm like, everybody's fine. The 2 people that were in the car just fucking left.
No.
They are gone. They ran away. There are no injuries here. But like, a cunt hair, like 1 second before, definitely would have died.
Yeah.
Definitely would have been pinned sign style with Bruce Willis trying to see my last words up against a wall. It would have been terrible.
We were one selfie tip from dying.
Absolutely.
Stop and take a selfie.
Stop, take a selfie. Farted the wrong way and like had to readjust. Anything could have happened. Shake it off. We would have been dead. That's the closest I've ever been to like knowing I could have just been dead. Like, been a schmear on the fucking LaSalle pavement with beer cans around me and hypodermic needles and shit.
Underaged. Drinking. But yeah. Dom.
You were underaged.
I was
completely. I was a ripe old man of 22 at that point, or 23.
Yeah.
I mean, that story doesn't even surprise me. Just from, like, living around that, like around LaSalle and, like, being a part of, like, that community, nothing surprises me anymore.
Being
like,
part of that community.
What was, like, the craziest thing that happened in your community? Or, like, happened around when you were living there at your fraternal party?
I'm going to let Dom handle this one.
So one time when I was pledging my fraternity and Mike was a brother as well, we had a party and a fight broke out outside during the party, and it was one of our fraternity brothers that was getting whomped. It was like 1v3, And all of a sudden, we just hear "squad up," and literally all of us ran out of the house and
funneled out of the house.
manhandled these 3 kids. It was like 20 on 3.
Just like I'm not a fighter. Like I don't like ever fight, but I ran out of that house and just like ran down the steps and just like punched someone in the middle of the street and was just like thinking like holy shit, this is awesome. Like this is college.
Did
like,
you fight?
Like yeah, like it was like all of us.
How
Like,
old were you?
18, 19? No, it was 19. It was
What's my
sophomore
problem
year.
with that? How do you know? Like, you ran out of the house and punched somebody. It's not like red coats and blue coats. Nobody identifies. Like, I'm with the people that you like.
Well, you know,
Like,
we're
you just come out there and
you
pop
know-
somebody.
you know
like, oh, Tim, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you see your
You know
friend
your
punching
brother.
someone, you
Yeah.
know, like, alright, it's probably that guy.
your fraternity becomes like your family, almost like what the music scene becomes, you know? So, like, you look out for the people you care about, and that's basically what it was about.
It sounds corny, but we weren't bros by any means. We were like the island of misfit toys. We were just like a bunch of like random dudes that all.
So were you pledging at that point, or were you?
no,
out?
I was in. He was pledging, and yeah, that was just a brawl.
It was
And-
actually the son of the Minnesota Vikings
Yeah,
football
Childress.
coach.
Really?
Yes.
Did he try to pull that? Like, hey, you better not hit me, bro.
You know who my dad is?
You know who my dad is? He was a dealership and the Vikings.
He pays 44 dubs, so who cares?
Oh my god.
Damn.
So, like, do you think being part of a fraternity, as beings that you both that, do you think that has enhanced your experience at college? Like, do you think you would have had as good of time had you not done that? Like, granted, it's a separate set of experiences, but do you think it's like, if you were to give somebody like the crash course, like the go to college starter kit, is join a fraternity on the top of that list?
Well, when I went to college, I wasn't expecting joining one. You know, I was in a band. I was all about music, and going to college, I was like the only kid wearing girl pants in college. And then, you know, that was my freshman year. Times have changed.
Times have changed.
But basically, you know, I'm not even saying this to sound corny. This is legitimate what I did. I just went to every party I could find, and I bought a dub to find out who had the best pot on campus. And that's where I hung out. And it just happened to be Sig Ep fraternity at that time, and that's how I became a part of it. They had the best pot, and I was like, okay, this is where I want to hang out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop you right there. That's not being corny. That's being responsible.
That's how you make.
That's 100%.
That's how you make
now.
friends in college and high school now. I feel like
Yeah.
that's your lifestyle.
I mean, it wasn't even like my thoughts. If you're going to college, don't join a fraternity. Like,
Really?
the only reason why I was even like part of Sig Ep and everything was just like it didn't feel like that. It was just like a bunch of like friends, and like I never had like a lot of friends in high school, so like going from like 3 core friends to having like 20 dudes that would like just have your back and like
Yeah, if 20 kids like to hit a bong and play Super Smash Brothers, you're in a good spot.
You're
Exactly.
already family anyway. Well, like, you know, I'm not for nothing, but when you say fraternity, the automatic like mental picture is a dude in a pink polo that is several sizes too small, either by choice or bad laundry habits. And it's just like, ooh, let's go play lacrosse and row crew and
There were
like, you know
there
what
were
I mean?
literally
And that's what
fraternities
made I feel like that's what made mine and ours so great is that it wasn't that, and it was just a bunch of
Just
reject kids
Just a
all
bunch
in
of
one
stoners.
group. You know.
You know what I just realized? I have the same voice for people that I have distaste for as I do for people in the hardcore scene. Because it's always it's either I wear sweet polo shirts and play lacrosse, or I wear dad hats and I like camo. It's the same voice. They're almost the same person. They're like they're just a smidge away from being the same person. I'm just making an observation of myself. Sometimes you gotta step back and look in the mirror.
Hey, you gotta call it like you see
You gotta
it.
call it like you see it.
But
And everyone just starts looking like Four Loko cans with hats on these days with the camera. I was like, all right.
Me right now.
Oh my
you
god.
got the dive bomb
Dude,
outfit
Dom
on, and
has-
I love it.
Dom's got the most eclectic style of anyone
I
I've
love
ever
Dom's
met
style.
in my life.
Shack shoes. You wearing the Shack shoes?
Yeah, baby.
Dive bomb hat, jersey, camo shorts, and or basketball
It's the
shorts.
definition
No,
of not
they're camo
caring
shorts.
at all.
And
And
we
like,
got
I
mailman
respect that
socks.
so much.
If you had a laminate pass from a tour that was
Respect.
like 3 months ago that you weren't on, totally bring the look together.
My favorite Dom memory.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my
He
God,
has
he got it. He got
yes!
one.
Yes, that's phenomenal.
Why do you carry that around? What all access is that gonna get you?
It says Pichler on it.
True. I don't even have one.
Exactly.
Hey, can I have
Like
an
we
order?
both played that.
Can I have a small latte? It'll be $7. I got this laminate.
That's
$6.
straight up. I was working merch for Primus and Clutch 2 weeks ago, and I didn't have my staff sticker yet, but everyone was letting me through with this.
Just showing it?
Yeah, literally just showed it. It said staff. They're
I
like,
mean,
you're
look
good.
like you belong.
You look.
How was that? Because I would love to, honestly, if I could see Les Claypool just in the world, I would be a happy guy.
See, I didn't even get to see him because my back was facing the set the whole time I was working merch. But dude, it sounded great, and
Did they play the South Park theme song?
they didn't. I was waiting for it the whole night.
Not many people know that they do that.
I know, and it's actually sped up.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's not actually how they played it.
Yeah, the
It was sped up like
outro.
50 times.
The outro of South Park is like the super slow one. That's like the original. one, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So if Flea and Les Claypool are going to get in a bass fight, who do you think wins?
Evan Brewer.
Evan
From
From?
Brewer, probably.
He used to be the
from the
bassist
Faceless?
of the Faces.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I was thinking of the dude from Illustrious.
Or Victor Wooten.
Victor Wooten.
There's too many good bassists.
I mean,
Evan Brewer
let's
just
talk
sticks out
about
to
real
me.
bassists like Victor fucking Wooten.
Victor Wooten's tight.
Yo, have you ever seen what's it called? Evan Brewer's double bass.
Oh my god, I love
solo thing.
Evan Brewer is absolutely incredible.
Dude,
Super
he rips.
talented.
He slaps. If you can play the Seinfeld theme song, you're a good bassist in my book.
But that's on a keyboard.
I guess I have to learn.
Really?
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
killed
it's
the
on the
dream.
keyboard.
On a keyboard.
Do you know this dude does like that's his job? His job is to make like quirky
What's his
intro music.
from Full House?
Danny Tanner.
No,
Oh.
Stamos.
Oh, what Stamos' job is?
Yeah.
Shit, Stamos.
Yeah, I forget. Uncle something.
Jesse.
Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse
There
and
it
the
is.
Rippers, dude, and they ripped it.
They
Uncle
did
Jesse
rip.
and the Rippers. We need a cover band on that.
I wish I could be that.
Oh man.
Like even today, like when I used to watch Full House, I wanted to be Uncle Jesse.
Did
He's,
you
like,
watch
total
Fuller
badass.
House?
No.
I watched an episode and I turned it right off.
I don't know how to feel about these reboots.
Yeah,
like
I'm
you're
just-
digging up the past.
That's
man.
exactly. I'm not about digging up dead things. Like that show's like done and like been dead since the '90s. Like let it go.
Unless you're into that.
So Dom, remember how we met?
How we met?
Yeah.
Psh, no. Cortana?
You. So I actually know you through Bill. Bill Mathis. Shout out to
Yeah,
Bill
I
Mathis.
know Bill.
He was like, "Yo, my buddy Dom is starting to put shows on down in Philly. I think you should hit him up." So I hit you up, and you posted like, "Who wants to play for Body Snatcher and Varials?" I was like, "Okay."
Alright.
And you hit me up. Can you bring people? Yeah. And I was like, "All right, cool." So we played that show, the Body Snatcher Varials Borderline show, maybe.
Yeah, Borderlands played that. Heavy Hitters Club.
Heavy Hitters Club, yeah, with Crooked Youth and
Yeah. It was Body Snatcher Face Your Maker.
Face Maker, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting you with your Groot socks on. That's my favorite Dom.
My favorite form
the,
of Dom.
the Groot socks.
They no longer fit?
Merswap.
Would you
Yeah.
get bigger
Merciful.
feet?
Yeah, I don't know. It was Loot Crate gift.
Oh,
Oh.
I always wanted to invest in a loot crate.
Nah, I canceled.
I
It
got my
was
Groot
not-
socks. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to get out of
Yeah.
you people.
Yeah,
You've
it
given
was
me the
the-
best you have.
It was alright, you know.
Do you remember how we met, Mike?
Of course.
How did we meet?
We met at FamFest the first day at the house on the roof. I was cooking burgers. I was cooking burgers all day at FamFest on like the first day on that Friday, and it was like late at night. And we just like struck up a conversation. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Do you remember what
I
we were
was
talking
very
about?
hammered.
Yeah, we were both really
And I
hammered.
was like, "Oh my God, you're Mike Saracino! I know your name somehow."
Yeah, because Bill pledged under us, and for some reason, everyone like that graduated, or like I graduated in 2012. Everyone that like came after me knows my full fucking name,
Because they had to do homework on you.
and I hate that. So like these random people, they'll come up and be like, "Oh, brother Michael Anthony Robert Saracino." I'm just like, please
Whoa!
don't
What?
call me that.
Is that why you go by Dom Stone?
Yeah, there's plenty of reasons why I go by Dom Stone.
What are those reasons?
Most of them
I,
involve
I'll give you
federal
the I'll give you the
attorneys.
real reason.
In high school, I wasn't the nicest of people. I was actually a really bad person, so to say. And I can admit that, so, like, I'm alright with it. But, like, I used to, like...
Dom Stone bullied me. Max Keeble. You're next.
You know, I
You
was,
wore the
like,
shirt every day. You were terrorized. Like,
I was in a band. I thought it was hot shit. And, like, you know, I used to just, like... take things that weren't mine.
You were the guy that picked on my fat redheaded ass. I had red hair
It was
down
more
my shoulders.
It was more about pot. Let's be real.
Yep.
Give me your pot.
It was more about
Give me your
pot.
pot in that burger you just bought. Give me that.
And I just like I don't know. I don't want people from high school to like. I don't know. I don't really care that they know what I'm doing. I just like I don't really care about those people anymore. Like they're all people I don't talk to. I maybe have like 3 friends back from my hometown from high school, and yeah, I just wanted to make a new face for myself and start over.
You pulled a Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Is what you really
That's
did.
That's inspiring.
Oh my god!
turning
You
a
are
new
the Great
page.
Gatsby.
No, I know.
Now you put on like shows and parties and stuff, and everybody comes. You're a completely different person.
Oh,
It
dude,
is.
dude, you have no idea because I met Dom, like before, like he like chilled out. And so like Dom freshman year was like on top of the world, like loving it, and like you know, being out of the house for the first time away from your parents is awesome. Like you just branch out, but like Dom started like cooling down towards like probably like his sophomore and junior year. Dom should have punched me in the face so many times for just like me being out of line and like talking shit. But
Were you talking shit on each other?
nah, it's just like I just had this problem of not having a filter, and I would just
I'm with
like
Yeah, I'm totally with you.
like oh man, I said some like real cringy shit to him a bunch of times, and like he should have punched me in the face, probably like 3 or 4 times, but like we made it this point.
Oh, and Mike, he saw me mosh.
Oh.
You know, no one else
No
has really
one
seen
has-
that.
One
That's
of,
a
Like
rare-
full mosh.
One of my favorite stories, or like one of my favorite things I've ever seen Dom do is like we went to the Born of Osiris show.
At the bar.
No, it
First
was at the First
Unitarian.
Unitarian. Born of Osiris, Veil Maya, it's like a whole bunch of other
Betraying
bands.
the martyrs.
Yeah, Betraying the Martyrs, yeah. But like, I forget which band was on, but Dom just like turns around and is like,
It was
hey,
Born of Osiris.
like, hey, do you want to go to the front? I'm just like, yeah, okay. And then he just proceeds to just pound everyone in front of him, just like
hammer fists?
like if he had like 2 hammers in his hand, walking through the crowd, just banging down on like these people's heads, just clearing a fucking
Oh
path.
my god!
And like I was blown away by that. I had never seen that before.
That's a technique.
I don't think I've never seen that before.
And
It was-
I mean, it worked. It
Tour
worked.
package shows, you know, like you gotta get to the front sometimes. You gotta make your way in.
dude.
Yeah.
That was wild.
There's nothing that makes me more mad is when you're trying to scoot through a concert and you're trying to do it politely too, and people don't move and they scoff you.
You know
when
what you do?
bump into them.
Oh,
Oh, dude. I did that once. And
because I'm an apologizer. I'll be like, I'm sorry, and then somebody will give you.
that happened to me.
Fuck you, dude! I'm trying to be a goddamn gentleman, and I'm just trying to move past you with my frame past yours. Fuck.
Check it out. I went to Falling in Reverse, 2011 maybe. They're like
Why?
their first tour.
Why?
It was sick because they were a sick band, a musically sick band. I used to fuck with them in high
God.
school.
Just like people change in high school, bands
I
change.
never.
Okay,
I never
anyways.
expected to hear Falling in Reverse.
I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry, trying to get up front, I'm trying to see this dude shred because the guitarist shreds. Some chick's like, you trying to butt fuck me? I was like,
What?
I was like, no, like I was probably 15.
And you're like, whoa, no.
I was like swoopy hair, dyed black. No, you got the wrong guy.
you got the wrong. That guy was trying to do
That
it.
guy's trying to butt fuck you. I was totally not trying to butt fuck you.
That's a bold statement to make to somebody. You trying to butt fuck me?
Like,
Whoa!
like, I was like,
oh
shit.
I'd be mortified. I'd be like, I gotta leave. Like, I'm sorry.
This is my buddy's tactic. Get to the front. He wears a black hoodie to every concert that he goes to. He goes like bigger shows, and he brings a flashlight with him.
That's
Oh,
the way to do
no.
it.
God.
And he'll like just get to the front that way. He's like, dude, go to a concert with a girl and do that. You'll get laid that night.
Watch this.
He's like,
hoodie down.
Yeah, that's
like
that's
out.
how he said it. Shout out to Dan Hurley.
That is no lie. That's one of the greatest things I've ever heard.
That's a tactic.
That
That's
is
also
a,
how you get free weed from people.
that is a true life.
Yeah, give me that. Yeah,
You gotta
good
give me
on
that.
Yes.
I did that at the 104.5 birthday show. My roommate's band opened up for the Killers, and that he gave me the all access tour the laminate
Yeah.
that they gave all the bands. He just gave it to one me and his girlfriend. Like everyone in the band got 2, so everyone had like a +1. I was someone's +1 apparently. I was blackout drunk during like Foster the People, and I saw some underage kids somehow throwing down a Limerita. I was like, no way, he's 21. So I had my thing on. I was like, yo, You're not 21. Give me that. Who are you? I work for the radio station. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you're gonna get kicked the fuck out if you don't give me that. So then I just chug it in front of him. But I tried it again. Some dude's like, screw you, man, and chugs it in front of me and throws the can at my feet.
And that's how he got herpes.
You chugged some. Not only is it a Lime-A-Rita.
No, some kid chugged it in front of me and slammed it at my feet.
I love that.
He said, screw you, man, and then...
Screw
In
you,
defiance.
Yeah,
And then sparked
Fuck
a
the
blunt.
system.
bud. Yeah.
screw the system, yeah. So, Mike, you're in a band, Last Minute Hero.
Yep.
What's the status on that?
So right now, basically, we're going through like a whole bunch of stuff. Like I just had to travel for work. Like I went out to Las Vegas with our frontman Ray. I was out there for work. I brought him along because like who the fuck goes to Vegas without a friend?
Yeah, no.
Our one boy, our one guitarist, he's about to have another kid. So like he's got that on his plate. But currently, right now, our drummer, he's about to move into my house in the city. And we're bringing our entire recording rig down there, so we're just gonna do everything once he moves in like September.
Very nice.
So like we'll be like recording like full album. We've got like we literally have all the pre-pros done. Like for the most part, I'd say like probably like 90% of like the pre-pro. We probably have to like still finish one song and like put the finishing touches on. But like we've got a lot. Like we got the bare bones down. We just need to like just record it. And I'd love to because I'm tired of people asking like, oh, like where can we listen to your music? And I'm like, just wait.
Come see us live.
Just
like-
come out to the show.
Because we're totally a live band, like we don't have.
You're my
any-
favorite band to see. One of my favorite bands to see.
I appreciate that. I
mean,
really
I
do.
think I've seen you through. You've had them on something at least twice.
Twice, yeah.
I've had them
I
a few
believe
times, too.
I've seen you through
Yeah.
that. I know every time it's been a Dom function.
And I don't ever have any expectations with any of that, just because like I've been playing in bands since I was like 14. That like at this point in my life, like it's just something really fun to do. And if anything comes from it, like fuck yeah.
It's hard when you're not a screaming band to get your band out there.
It's really hard when you have like 3-part harmonies and no one gives a fuck about them. Because like it's hard to break into like the scene that we're all a part of with our music, just because we're not the heaviest and like we're not heavy by any means. Like we have heavy elements, but
I think it's a very valid point. I mean, if you aren't out there making the grindiest of the grind or the make you hit your friend in the mouth because the breakdown's coming, it's not as easy to gain traction and support.
yeah.
I mean, I think we talked about a little bit about in the last podcast. It says it's just not. If you're not what the current flavor is, you're stacking the chips against you.
Yeah.
From what it seems like to me is like every band that has singing and screaming in it, it's either your local band or a tour package band. There's no in between. Like, what's it called? Chasing Safety.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
Their one band, for example, it was like they almost made it. You think they're gonna make it, and then it's like they get put on these
Shitty tour package.
support packages that just don't make any sense. And like I just feel like if you're really in between the singing and the screaming, it's either you're mainstream and someone found you, or you're a local band that no one knows about. And I don't think that's because of anything other than, I guess, people being elitists. And
Do you think its tastes have changed, or do you think it's what's profitable?
I think it matters.
You're a man who books shows.
I think people
And
are
I
afraid
mean-
to say that they like certain
Yep.
things.
And
I agree with
think
that, and I
they're
agree with that wholly.
They're cool points too. Like if you,
Because the Funeral Portrait's that way. Funeral Portrait has a great mix, and I mean I like them, but I just don't think it's. I think you're too soft for the hardcore kids, but you're too hard for everybody else.
but when their mosh kicks in,
But when their mosh kicks in, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, let's do that.
I mean, yeah, they're cool. Like people are like, I don't fuck with that band, but when they have that part, I can't fuck with that band now.
They're cool. They're cool for half their set because half their set appeals to half the people in the room.
I think they're a solid band nonetheless.
Definitely.
You
100.
know
yeah,
them.
yeah. We
Yeah.
played with them.
Yeah.
They're a great band.
I bought their flag.
And
That's
I-
a
That
phenomenal-
flag, that flag
is choice.
That flag is my curtains in my room.
I think one of the hardest things that you have to find as a band is like writing music for yourself and not for the crowd. And it's like obviously you want people.
People definitely get caught up in
like
that.
you want people to like what you write.
And I
what you
feel
play.
like there's one band right now that defines that they're doing that.
What band is it?
Loose change.
Bungler.
Bungler trying to go Tuesday. Want to go see Tuesday? Bungler's.
I'll
I
be in
think,
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go to
Kinda
Jersey
now she's
and
playing
see.
that show.
Yeah, it's a champ.
Yeah,
Champs.
Yeah,
I'd like to
Champs.
see Kayanashi, but I saw Kayanashi couple weeks ago. If
Monday.
Monday. Saw them Monday, but I haven't seen Bungler in a minute.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'd
been
like
a
to
long
get
time.
out
I haven't
for
booked him since
Adalia?
FanFest, maybe. Oh,
Adalia.
Adalia, yeah. Adalia show.
That was when the dude whipped his dick out, and he was like, "Oh shit, that wasn't cool."
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
shit.
not cool.
Like, you can't do that.
Yeah,
I was-
Tyler, if you're listening, go to an AA meeting.
I feel like someone's gonna listen to this and be like, "Yo, go check this out and go to 25 minutes in and hear someone talk about you."
Oh shit!
Yeah, you asked my sound guy to play Van Halen for about 20 minutes. Then you lied to me and told me he said it was okay. So I started to play Van Halen. Then he came over and started yelling at me for 10 minutes. And then you whipped your dick out on stage. So, yeah.
Shit, don't do that.
Dom, what's the status of your band? Is that a thing, or is it just you? Is it an idea? Is it more Facebook hype, or people?
What,
hype?
Loose Change?
Is it just like a Dom hype thing, or is it a thing?
Loose Change is whoever wants to pick it up and play with me.
So it's
That's literally like when we say pick it up, we mean like someone pick up one of these and
Please take our
Please.
The one show you guys played, people went fucking crazy.
Yeah, they did. They threw.
I
They
couldn't even
literally
tell.
threw
I, like,
loose
blacked
change
out.
at us.
Dude, you put that hat down. People,
We got $7.12 in that hat, so thank you, people.
We did.
people,
Thank
people were beating ass, and I was like,
you. Support local music.
Our first show, we made $7.12. What did you do?
You made more than you made more than any
You
other
had-
band.
you
that
still
had.
owed on pre-sales.
Yeah, you had to sell 20 tickets to play. We got paid $20.
No, $7.
Sorry, $7.
$7.
Fuck.
No, I've been making like. I usually put out at least 1 or 2 songs every year. I try to go to the studio. You know, I've been in bands since like 2007. I was in a band, and I just always loved going to the studio. I always loved making music. I love making music with my friends. I love just the process. It's just so fun to me. So
What got you guys into the playing music and being band? Like, what was your solidifying? I want to be in a band.
Mine's like all right. So my grandfather, growing up, he was like a musician all of his life. Like I was inspired by him like from the start. But like my cousin played in a band called the Prize Wave, which were like they were big around like Philly, and then they played with like Valencia, the Starting Line, like all those.
Were they one of those like old emo bands?
Like I wouldn't like
Not
yeah.
emo, but, like,
I
the
call
old
it like
hardcore.
call it like
Okay.
call it pop punk with horns.
Were they ska?
They started off as that, but then they progressed a little bit.
They kicked the
Yeah,
kicked the ska out?
No, yeah, no more horns. But really, the moment that I knew that I wanted to play music and I really wanted to be on stage was my brother-in-law, my now brother-in-law, my sister started dating this guy who was in One Dead, Three Wounded, which was like an old metal, like Philly, like hardcore metal band from like, way back when. And we were at a show at the Starlight Ballroom, which is now District 9. And it was the first show that I was ever like on stage for, and like I got to watch them play side stage. And so the girl I was like dating at the time, like she was like in the front of the crowd, and the lead singer of One Dead, Three Wounded, he like fell into the crowd, like he like lost his footing and like fell into the crowd, and like fell into her. And then she gets up, and she's just got like blood like pouring out of her nose and like
God.
everything. And I'm like,
Wait, this is the chick you're dating at the time?
like dating, like seeing, like
Okay,
it's like
yeah.
you know, like we were like 16 years old.
Yeah.
And like I just remember being like, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like I want to be in a metal band. Like I
Sold!
want to play.
How'd the rest of that
Yes.
night go with her?
I mean, she cried.
Did you ever talk to
There was
her?
crying.
And yeah, I mean, we talked after that.
Okay.
Like we were like so cool, but
I'm
like
done with you, Mike.
she like basically like left like right after that happened.
Oh,
So-
did you leave her there?
I mean, I didn't go with her. I went with the band.
That's good choice.
I mean,
Dom, same question.
All right. Well, my best friend, shout out to Paul Fine. You know, I hung out with him every day, almost of the week, and he bought a keyboard, like a synthesizer, one day,
Moog.
and he bought a micro Korg. Once he bought a micro Korg, he bought an Ulysses Micron, and we started making dumb, stupid rap beats and like dumb beats in his room, and like every day. And then I got a random Facebook message. It was like, hey, Dom, like I know you tried out for like a band once, like a long time ago. And he's like, you want to try out again? I was like, yeah, but only if my boy Paulie could come, because I didn't want to do anything without him. So we showed up to the first, at the time, we didn't know, Kill the Queen was the band name, first practice, and literally we wrote a whole song in 2 hours, like with people we've never hung out with before. And I've never done that before, and it was so like exhilarating to actually complete something that we were proud of all together, that I was like, all right, let's do it. And we played the first show at a Jewish community center in front of like 15 to 30 people, and I was hooked from there on.
My first show was at a community center too. Yardley Community Center. What's up?
Gotta start at the community centers.
Let me follow that, because although people might not know you from Loose Change, maybe they do, whatever, but certainly if anybody who's listening to this or from around here and is involved in the local scene, gonna put a week's pay that they've been to one of your functions. What possessed you to go into that end of promoting, like setting up shows? Because as far as I'm concerned, a Dom Stone event is like the gold standard of, there's going to be bands that I want to see, and it's going to be in a controlled environment where I'm going to have fun. So I know when I go to a event like that, that's what I'm getting. What made you want to get into doing that?
Can I try to answer this before you do? Because I think I can answer it for you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
And that, to fill a void, Dom just wanted to go to shows, and he wanted to...
Not pay?
No.
Basically.
But yeah.
No, after college, dude, we were working at Disc Makers. We were working at a CD DVD manufacturing, the biggest one in North America. If you're in a band, you probably made your CD at Disc Makers. Or
Shout out to Craig. What's his name?
Craig Walensky.
Shout out
Jake
to Craig
Slater.
Walensky, Jake Slater,
Avery Becky,
Avery,
Amy, my crew at Disc Makers. But anyway, being around music again after college, because college was fraternity life. I was, me and Mike were going to see Born of Osiris, well, maybe once every 6 months. It wasn't going to a show all the time.
And we're the only people there that really listen to like the type of music that.
So after college,
That's what Bill said too. He's like,
yeah, no one in
me
college.
and the other people listen to metal.
Literally no scene.
Yeah.
Well,
Some colleges do.
some colleges do.
LaSalle definitely doesn't.
Temple has a cool basement scene. This is all alternative hippie hipster kids, but
It's still a scene.
it's still a scene.
LaSalle doesn't have
We
any
respect
music
scenes
scene.
regardless.
There's a kid was trying to get a house going, but I don't think he got it.
It's a little tougher when like a lot of those houses get robbed all the time.
Yeah, because you're in a shitty fucking neighborhood.
Yeah.
Bring it back. So you came back from college, and now you're around music again. And
Yeah, so at Disc Makers, I'm talking to people that put music out all the time, and there was no concerts other than tour package concerts, and I was in a band in high school, and I was like, there's gotta be some local scene hiding from me. So I started to basically just like research, like I used to research on MySpace like so much, just go deep in top fives to find new bands. But now with Facebook, it's harder to find new bands. So I just like started with one band and went to other people that they were on flyers with, until I felt like I made a 7 or 8 band show of all bands that I actually enjoyed. And I had no idea if anyone would come up. I didn't know like anyone would come out. I didn't know like anyone in the Philadelphia music scene. I didn't know who to even promote the show to. I was basically relying on these bands to bring people to the Trocadero balcony on a Tuesday night for a Tuesday throwdown, and back then it was $350 with 20% at the door at the Troc balcony. It's my first show. Don't know what to expect, and I believe I had like 85 people my first show, and like I was just so shocked, and I made money, and I introduced myself to every single person there, and I made sure that they all added me on Facebook, and like that's basically how it all started. Like I think I met Woobly there, I met Peter Rono
What show was
there,
it?
Steph Greco, it was Stargazer, Borderlines, Proletariat, Dreams of Demise, Conspire.
Was it Crisis AD?
Crisis,
was
no,
that
that's
show?
farther down.
Okay.
No, my first show was a Stargazer headlining. But yeah, after that first show, I made money, and I was like, holy shit. I made money. I
did it!
I made a Facebook flyer. I shared it around a lot. At that time, I was printing hard copy posters and hanging them up as well.
Literally walked around the city and taped up flyers. For
Yeah,
the
like
show.
that's when I used to put to build my base. I put a lot of work into it. And then as time went on, it started to grow just by earshot and mouth to mouth, and me just continuing to add people and creating the Fam 100 squad. Represent.
Well, to that, I don't think people from an outside perspective may realize that like there's a lot of responsibility that comes along with that. When you put on a show, you're putting your name on the line. I mean, you have some homeboy whipping out his dick on the stage, not to, but it happens.
Yeah.
The same thing that can happen at 308 RIP.
Exactly.
It can happen anywhere, and I think that falls upon you more than anybody. And I don't know if everybody that maybe listening or goes to your shows realizes that. I think that falls a lot on your shoulders.
It does, and that's why I created the most friendly community as I could, and I tried to get rid of everyone that was talking shit or like just like not good. Like I didn't try to get rid of them. It just made it so they felt uncomfortable. Like they were mean and everyone else was nice, so they felt like the odd one out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
And then I would start to see people change slowly into becoming nicer people and becoming more open. And like when I made a Facebook group, Fam 100, which was literally just people that I met at shows. Because I was like, all these people go to shows, none of them talk to each other. None of them know each other. So I made a Facebook group, and they all started to talk to each other, know each other, and it was like, it was fucking awesome. Everyone was friendly, everyone was happy. But then, with time, people start to, make little cliques.
The 1 month yippies wear off.
Yeah, and like, no
tighter.
one is feeling the same way anymore.
And then FanFest came.
FanFest came.
And everybody loved everybody.
It brought
for
up the
3
spirits,
days.
and then
the
it
next
just-
month?
Yep, next month. Everyone's like, I love you, I love you, I love you. Next month, oh, this person said this, don't fuck with them. Or this person's a cop in a band, don't listen to them.
This guy beats women. It's like, whoa, chill out.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That.
Dom, what's your
What?
least favorite band to work with?
Least favorite band to work with?
Oh, you shouldn't say that. That's kind of pointing.
No,
I mean,
no.
if you want to answer that, that's you're entitled.
Or what is the worst experience you had with booking a band?
There you go. You don't have to name.
You don't
a
even
name
have
if
to
you
name
don't
the
want
band.
to. We're not a trash talk podcast unless we feel frisky, but still.
Alright, I remember one time I had a pretty big show and I had like a band. They weren't even opening. I think they were playing second. And they just didn't even post the flyer, didn't share the flyer, like didn't even try. And I messaged them and I was like, yo, you want to share this flyer or should I find someone else to play? He was like, you're going to talk to me like that? Fuck you, man. And I was like, okay,
All right.
you're
I
dropped.
vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Do you want to say what it was?
That's the 2x4 show. Let's just leave it at that.
It wasn't 2x4 though.
No.
Okay.
I just don't understand. Like you're playing a show, like
Some people
just
just,
post a fucking flyer.
some people
Like,
just
how
don't.
hard is it to promote your own band?
I think it takes a second to click the share button, but for some reason it takes
Honeybee
longer
floats
than that.
around. What is it?
What the hell it is?
Like your bug fact.
my bug fact.
Oh, bug facts of the day.
I don't have a bug fact for the podcast. I'm sorry.
You came unprepared.
Alright, then what's your favorite band to work with? I guess you can name it. You can name them.
Oh, favorite band to work with, hands down, Kainashi.
Why?
True. Because they
Homies.
draw.
Yeah.
Because they're cool.
No, it's
I
not
mean,
even because they draw.
No, they're
dude.
the
I've
dudes.
been to a Kainashi show with 5 other people there. It's just that Peter, Peo, August, and Alex and City are like the chillest and coolest dudes.
Nice people.
They're the nicest dudes.
Legitimately nice people.
And they always come out too. Well, even when they're not playing, they come. Peter comes at every show.
Yeah.
And I love him for that.
Do you have
Definitely.
visible competition with what you do? Like, is there anybody else that you think is putting on? I mean, I have certain ones in mind that I don't respect. But
Respect.
is there anybody, like, do you feel competition from other promoters? Do you have any type of, like, is there anybody trying to take Voltage Lounge from you?
Yeah, there's only one person that I would feel that way about. There's 2 people.
But do you bounce off shows with them?
Yeah, like, I mean, is there
Do you do the pass off? Like, I don't want this, you can have it?
No.
He doesn't do that to you?
No.
He takes it?
Yeah.
out of spite?
I'm not gonna say who it is, but he looks like Cleveland Brown Jr. from New Jersey.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, just quick Google image search Cleveland Brown Jr. and you'll know exactly what person I'm
I
talking
mean,
about.
I'll be honest. I don't even think it's competition.
His shows are definitely. You're thinking of something else. His shows are competition.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got good shows, and he sells them out too. You've actually played one.
As a band, does Last Minute Hero work exclusive, like through promoters? Do you do you have promoters that you like to work with? Do you have promoters that you won't work with? Because I mean, like Tom Taylor fucking fucks everybody and their mother this side of Mason-Dixon law.
Everyone knows what they're getting into with that. That's why I have no remorse, and that's why I love Tom Taylor. I just love the
evil you know is better than the evil you don't.
Exactly, and
you know what you're getting.
You know what you're getting. I don't love the dude, but the whole GQ Bronski here,
It's
like
straightforward.
It's straight. You know, you're like, yo, you want to play with fucking We Came as Romans? Oh, you're from 2 hours away. You got music out? Yeah, sell your tickets. But by the way, if you don't sell the tickets, I want my money. He tells you that right up front.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad for anybody who gets ripped off by him. It's
Yeah,
not
they're
even
signing
ripped
up
off.
for it.
Yeah, you're signing up for it. Even when his little servants go, Tom needs his money.
Yeah.
You signed up for it. In a few bands, I was in a band that did that once, and my one guitar player was like, "Oh shit, how much money should I get out?" And I was like, "However much money you want to give the guy." We knew what we signed up for.
What's the name of his company?
Tom Taylor.
It's just Tom Taylor.
Tom
Everyone
Taylor.
knows who he
Okay.
is.
It's Allentown.
It's Allentown.
I have one, like, most of the time it's just like play a show, like if you want to play the show, sure. But like when I was growing up, there was this production company that used to put on shows at the Troc.
I love production companies.
And it
I
was,
love the
it
names.
was Mantis Productions.
Oh, sweet.
It was Mantis Productions, and that was the worst person I've ever worked with in my entire life, and just for the pure fact that it was just like, sure, you're gonna make us sell 50 tickets for a show, and you're not going to promote it at all, and then we're gonna get to the show, and there's not gonna be anyone there, because like,
My grips, I don't mind Mantis.
yeah,
The thing is, you have to bring people out to that. That shows your grind.
yeah,
And if you show the grind, you'll get compensated for it.
Yeah, you get paid out if you do well on certain gigs like that. You know, if it's production companies, I feel like if you sell a certain amount of tickets, they will pay you out pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm like, but as far as like selling, like pre-selling tickets, I am like firmly against that, but I'm for it only if like it's like for like a good show for your band.
Me too. Like I was.
Like if it's a good deal for
I'll
your
buy
band,
out.
like fucking
I'll
do
buy
it.
out to play
Definitely.
whatever my favorite band is at that time.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who has CKY the Chameleon Club today. I think it's
CI
Tom Taylor.
Records.
Yeah,
It's not.
we wanted to get on
ask
the
Spencer?
I did. Not my show.
And you didn't ask him whose it was?
You can't do that.
You
I
can.
did before, and he was like, "No, I'm not telling you."
You say tell me.
I think
You press the issue ever so slightly.
Spencer, tell me whose show it is.
Yeah. I was like, why? Do you not want me to play? And then what's he gonna say? No, I don't want your band to play. Like, why you a dick?
Sure.
I think it's a Tommy show. Tommy's doing shows there.
What's the last wedding you've been to? This is around the table.
I've
question.
never been to a wedding.
My cousins.
Other than my nephew's
Ever been
wedding.
to a wedding?
My nephew's wedding. I wasn't like in the wedding.
Yeah.
Mike, been to a wedding?
My sister's last fall, just under a year ago. It was dope.
I have had a fucking slew of them lately.
Yeah.
And I cannot get over the fact that I hate, like, there's a rhythm. There's moves to a wedding. There's things that has to, like, my wedding, festival seating. First come, first serve, get in there.
Yeah.
I don't care if grandma can't get out of the parking
We
lot
got a
fucking for an hour,
concession
then she ain't gonna get fed. She better get there fucking early and get a tent. Like, I cannot stand that there is so much pomp and circumstance with weddings, and it bothers the balls off of me. I'm in one. I love the guy. Love his bride. They're wonderful people. I fucking hate having to stand in a line. They literally told me, you gotta put your left hand when you're standing there, like to cross your arms. Make sure your left is over your right. Fuck do you care, fam?
For the picture.
For the fucking picture.
For the picture, Matt. Symmetrical.
No one gives. Alright, there is not one person in
Gotta
the
look
fucking
good.
wedding aside from the bride, the groom.
What do you know
and
about
the fucking
symmetry, Matt?
parents.
What do you know about
I don't know
symmetry?
shit about symmetry. My fucking left tit's bigger than my fucking right.
Big and
That's
small.
how much I fucking know about symmetry. I'm so irritated. Like, they tell me to do things, I don't want to do them. You gotta walk here. Like, have you ever been in a wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, your sister, so you've been in the
I
wedding?
want to be in a wedding so fucking.
Get married.
Get married, dude. Just go get married.
Said it no, not so nonchalantly. Like, get married then. It's easy.
I'm not getting married. I was gonna get married like 2 years ago, and I was like, "Fuck y'all!" And she was like, "Fuck y'all," but I was like, "Fuck y'all."
She was like, fuck y'all. I was like, fuck y'all.
I guess like my one thing with weddings, like currently, and this is like more of like a recent thing, but I'm single, so I'm the
Ladies.
last person of my like my two sisters are married. Like one just got married last year, but my grandma, she's like 91 or 92 years old.
Oh God.
And it's just like we're making conversation, everything's fine. It's just like so when are you next? And I'm just like, oh
Damn, she popped it.
And she's like, and I'm just like, oh mom, you know, like, gotta meet the right girl first. And she's like, well, you better make sure
I'm 92,
before
Mike.
I die. And I'm like, and this is, she said, my grandmother said this to me at my sister's wedding, and I was like mortified. And like, and even so now, it's like it's progressed to like where my mom does it, where it's like I could go into the hospital and the first thing that like she'll ask me is just like, oh, did you meet someone nice yet? And
You
it's
can
like,
shut down the
All right,
phone.
ladies, he's got money, tattoos, a full-time job. Michael Saracino,
My God.
last-minute hero.
And he's in a band.
this is not a plug. There's no plug
Everything
here.
is a plug on the podcast.
There's no plug. There's no plug.
You could shut down the grandma argument real quick. She'd be like, yeah, I met a nice guy. And she'd be like, no!
You're out of the will.
No.
She like disappears.
No, my grandma's cool.
A book closes on her.
My grandma, because I have my grandfather's name, and so
So do I.
she'll never say this, but I'm her favorite. Like I'm 100% her favorite. If I told her that I met a nice guy, she'd be like, "I'm so happy for you."
Sisters,
She
if
is
you're
the dopest.
listening, haha.
Dudes, if you're listening.
Yeah, Anna,
Dudes,
and
everybody else.
mom hates you.
You think you guys ever get tired of like the whole thing?
The show thing?
The scene thing?
Will I ever get tired of it? I've already gotten tired of it.
But like the brink, like
Yeah, but there are things that re-inspire you, capture that romance again.
Playing shows, I'll never get tired of, without a doubt.
do you see yourself playing shows 30 years from now?
I mean, hopefully, if I'm with like a
Cover
six
band.
set of
Cover
like,
bands are sick. I just saw one.
if I'm with a
yesterday.
6 set of dudes
Will
and like
there
we're not
be-
like an old guy band, because like I hate. I mean, props to them, props to the old guy bands for trying to keep those styles alive, but like, you know, like a lot of like I don't want to listen to like some
I don't
old guy
want to see
metal for the most
60-year-old
part.
men playing
I also
sugar.
don't want to see Grindmother, but that's still a thing.
That's a gimmick. That's a
Oh,
full
so
gimmick.
bad.
I'm also super against gimmicky bands,
Me too.
except for
Peacler.
Max Sabbath.
Max Sabbath is sick.
Max Sabbath,
Max Sabbath is very
one that I will take. Like Ghost, I
I
fucking
love Ghost, dude. I want to
fucking
pop a tattoo.
hate Ghost.
Are you serious?
I
Just because
hate
the gimmick,
them.
or do you don't like Scooby Doo chase music?
I don't like the
That's
music.
exactly what it is.
It
too.
started off with like I don't like the music, and then it progressed to this is just
Fuck that
pompous.
guy.
This is just pompous and
It
like
just, yeah, that's
But
fair.
what
and like
qualifies
I'm not
as-
religious at all.
I did allow Guar until Odorous died. Once Odorous died,
Yeah, once
I
they started trying to replace
Backed.
him.
100%. He died. The band is done.
Yes.
Put the foam bullshit back on the wall. Step away.
You could say the same thing about like I mean, unfortunately, like Linkin Park though. Like, if your front man passes away
Step the
or
fuck away or
dies,
change your name.
do
rebrand.
you keep going
Ollie
or
Sykes
do you?
might replace Chester.
that won't sound
Really?
right.
That's
No.
insane.
It won't sound right, but he still has. I
Take
don't
two
back
bands that
that.
have been making the same sound of music for the last 10 years
No
and put them
way.
together.
10 years ago it was not.
They're not the same sounding, like they're not the same genre, but they've both been making albums for the last
Yeah,
3
but their
albums that have
vocal
sounded
styles
exactly
are totally
the
different.
same.
Their vocal styles are totally different.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed? Scott Weiland's dead, and fucking now Chester's dead. Is that Stone Temple Pilots like curse?
Repeat? Oh
Is it a
my
curse?
god.
Oh
I didn't even
my
think about
God,
that.
What a concept!
Yeah.
I haven't even thought
The
about
Wyland
that.
curse.
Curse.
Well, Scott Weiland was the singer of Stone Temple Pilots,
Mhm.
and then Chester Benningfield
Bennington.
That's Bennington.
Yeah.
replaced him
And now
after he
dead.
died. And now he's dead.
Hashtag he dead.
I think Stone Temple Pilots killed Chester. Hashtag
It's Slash.
rights for Chester.
Slash.
That's Velvet
action-
Revolver.
Same fucking thing. He's just sucking the life force out of other musicians.
Yeah, Miles. He took Miles.
He took
Kennedy.
Miles Davis.
Miles Kennedy.
Miles Kennedy, whatever. Miles Davis is an old black man.
Miles Davis.
Miles Davis.
Let's just throw into the conversation. All of this is getting
We're
cut.
cultured.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna cut
There's
that
no
at all.
editing that really. We just put.
I have a question for you.
So,
Woohoo! Flip that
And
script.
this-
I know you guys wanted to flip this, so just flip it now.
and this is
2 hours later.
how do you feel about sort of playing in such a polarizing band? Because I've found that it's either people fucking love Peacler or people fucking hate Peacler. And what's
No.
like the hardest part about that? Like
It's-
finding the balance.
Finding the balance, I honestly just don't give a fuck. But like none of my bandmates give a fuck either. We're just in it to play music. We're not in it for like to say people like us. We just do it because we just like to play music, and it just happened to catch on. But it is tough going to certain shows because like going to This Is Hardcore, people were side eyeing me. People know what band you're in.
Yeah.
'Cause they just know, and just getting dirty looks from certain shows and like not being able to play certain shows and people not
We
like.
played a Philly hardcore show.
We played a Philly hardcore show, yeah. That's fine. With a band we were beefing with at the time, and then we squashed it there. That was the best thing. One of my favorite memories.
Extremely important.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite memories being in a band ever. But it's very tough, but I love being in Peacler, and it's just weird. I love it, but it's tough, but I love it.
But
Yeah.
you win either way.
I win either way, because PR is PR. I don't know.
Oh,
if
hell yeah.
100%. I would rather be loved or hated, but don't be forgotten.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fucking-
Nothing lukewarm. A lukewarm opinion
Like,
is worse than
The
Absolutely.
dude who started the phrase Peacler, like the band Mother Mercy, Bob Wilson. Shout out to Bob Wilson. You don't know me, I don't know you, but he knows who Peacler is just because he said that, and now there's a band named that. And Twitching Tongues know who we are now.
What?
That just got on a podcast recently.
I didn't see that.
The guy from Twitching Tongues was like, I'll say whatever I want. If I want to say this word, I'll say this word. If I want to say pussy, I'll say pussy. And the other guy was like, Peacler, Peacler. And the host was like, there's a band around here named that band. And they were like, no way. Like, what's their vibe? And he was like, it's like a metalcore hardcore band. And they're like, that's pretty fucking sick. You know, it'd be more sick if they were what band is he in? Mouse at the Palace. He's in Mouse at the Palace now. They were a Mouse at the Palace cover band. But certain hardcore bands know us, but they don't fuck with us because of the name. They see the name and go, oh, cringe, or yikes, Peacler. Shout out
Why?
Peter Arono.
But why?
Because pussy. You want to be Peacler. I'm sorry, PC. Oh, you can't say this word. You can't say retarded. You can't say. People want to stay the straight edge, hardcore, PC, cool Twitter guy. Nothing wrong with being straight edge, PC, hardcore, vegan, whatever you are.
Nope.
That niche of people hate that, and that niche of people just happen to like the music we're trying to cater to.
Good.
It's very hard to get at. Like with this new EP we're going to be putting out, and the EP after that, it's going to be very hard because we're working with a bigger name, and we're going to try to put it out on a certain label. People are going to see that and say, ooh, I don't know. But literally, there's bands called Infant Annihilator, Anal Cunt,
like they're
Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam's come.
Yeah. But you understand that's the best thing that you could possibly have.
I know.
But make them fucking cringe. Make them, because if
I
your
don't care.
music
Like I
shows
said, I don't
through
care.
that.
As soon as they hear the music, like, okay, this kind of bumps, but I don't fuck with the name. I can't tell you how many times I heard that from people. I don't like your name, but I fuck with the music. You guys bump.
I think the two most the least important facts or things of a band are band name. Band name doesn't fucking matter. Song names don't fucking matter.
Not
All those don't matter.
Like, we have a good message. The message is literally not giving a fuck. Do your thing.
like,
In a world that wants to be just like them.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, I want to be just like this guy. I want to be just like this band, be like that.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. We just make music to make
because
music.
if the music's there, then that's all that matters. Like,
Yeah.
like I've always operated under like this lyric that Circus Survive has, and it's that it's the talent, not the promo shots. And like I've always, like every band I've ever been in, that's like always been the philosophy. It's like work on the music before the image, always. Like,
But it's a devil's advocate at the same time because, you know, if you're a band of Ku Klux Klan members, I doubt many people are going to listen to you still.
Okay, well, that's the thing.
I mean,
we're
that's
not a
an
band.
extreme
We're not a band
example.
full of racists. It's just 5 dudes.
You walk that fine line because you have a name that is not necessarily, I guess, what you would call PC.
It's not the
Yeah.
norm.
and you're
It's
not like
not
a bunch
the
of
norm. It's
sexist
not the
dudes or
norm.
anything like that. It's just like
You thought it was funny.
We thought it was funny.
it was
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. We thought it was funny, but
At the same time, you're like against all these people that are fighting against using those terms.
exactly. But
Yeah.
we're not intentionally saying fuck those people. We're just saying
Be open to it.
be open to it.
Yeah.
If we could be open about their things, then they should be open about other people.
But in the music scene that we are in, that does not
it doesn't
count.
happen.
No. If you're not with the status quo, you're against it. It's just one way or another.
But people would love to say, "Oh, this band so and so is different. I like them because they're different." No, you like them because everyone else likes
Yeah,
them.
exactly, and that's what I go to a show for. to be somewhere else, away from everything else for an hour or two, depending. I mean, I'm smoking cigarettes outside, but still, I'll come back in and want to be somewhere else for a little bit. And to me, that's something that's lost upon a lot of performance. Now, there is no showmanship. There isn't. I mean, I get it. You bounce around the stage, your fucking funky ass turns away from the crowd, which bothers me to no end.
No, Piesler definitely has stage presence.
Oh my god, yeah.
Piesler has stage presence when they're all looking out at the crowd, which is 50% of the time.
I get nervous.
Yeah, I get fucking... You're in a band that's called Piesler! You're not allowed to be fucking nervous anymore.
That's so funny, because, I'm generally, I have, a ton of anxiety, all the time, but, when I get on stage, it's, the one time where, I can let go, and I never feel nervous on stage. I never
do for
feel
small shows.
For small shows, really.
The big shows, I'm
the big shows, I'm more I'm a wreck before a show.
It's because the small show you can directly see who's judging you.
Yeah, you can see all the cross-armed and the uninterested. That was my whole ass band. All cross-armed and uninterested.
Oh,
but you don't give a fuck about that.
I don't
Exactly.
give a fuck. I'm just saying I get nervous. I just
give a
get
fuck.
nervous for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, that Loose Change set was, my first time playing in, 7 years. And I, blacked out on stage. I just don't even know what's, happening.
Dude,
So you're definitely not nervous.
Yeah, not nervous.
That set, because, we played in, Alex and I have a side project, Ivory Towers, and, that tuning's in, drop B flat, which is, so stupid to have on a 6-string guitar. But, we did it for Loose Change, and I tuned down my bass so low, and, at the end of the first song, the strings were just flopping against everything, and, it was so out of tune, and then Dom's just all right, let's go, let's get this next song on. I'm I got a tune, and then the song starts, and I'm huh, all right, fuck it.
Guess I'm not doing
I guess I'm just going to hit this open string.
At a venue like that, you can get away with it.
Oh my god, yeah.
The Ministry, I think, sounds like mud.
It does.
You need to bring your own PA system if you're playing the West Kensington Ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's
Well, I was gonna say that's a great as a person who puts on shows. Is there anything for the people who are listening who may want to get in contact with either Dom Stone in general or Trendsetter Records or
So let me tell you about that. Yeah,
Yes.
let me tell you about
There you go.
that.
There's the plug.
Yeah, let's tell you about Trendsetter Records. So I was working with this band, Providence, for a year, and we had 11 songs. We were in the studio. It was finishing up. We were about to record vocals, and the band had a falling out. And I booked them a tour with Outlier and Motives, and I got them on about 8 days of that run. And they ended up having a falling out. The guitarist wanted to leave the band, and he decided he didn't want to put out any of the album that he wrote most of. So he took it with him. So that basically put all my money and everything in a hole for a while. And I'm just trying to fucking, recoup that basically and work on the next Flower Crown record with Mike Rono and his group. So that's what the Trendsetter Records focus is now, is recuperating the loss from the Providence record.
Do you normally do one band at a time to focus on?
See, the thing is, I wanted to spend all my time with one band for my first band because I wanted that first release to come out under my label to be what I wanted.
Are you the producer role? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I basically,
Maybe that C should be a G. Maybe that should
Yeah.
be that. Okay.
Yeah,
I'd
I
say
hear
less
the little
technical.
things
Okay,
that should be added in, or the mainstream aspects. Because I don't want a band that's just doing it for fun like Piesler. I want a band that wants to fucking
do it.
do it. Because now that's what I'm about. I want a band that wants to do it, wants to put their heart in it, wants to put their money in it, and wants to put their time in it, and not be a flake. Because it seems like every band that I start to work with, something happens or some little argument happens. I'm just, as a show promoter and trying to work with this label, I'm basically a giant babysitter, and I'm just waiting for these people to just grow up a little bit. And I see so much wasted talent that if they just got into a studio together and just bang out some music, they could probably make it.
Don't think you do it for the clout coins. I don't think, there are certain people that I think put together labels, groups, and things, collectives, that mean nothing. But I think you do it for the right reasons. I think it's because you do it the same way that you do your shows, that you want to put out something that's of quality. that
Exactly,
that people enjoy.
Well, you care. You show that you care about it.
Exactly.
Half the time, people are like, "Yeah, I just want to make money."
Yeah, there's no money.
There's
in
no
doing
money.
shows.
What is it? Cushy, if that's the case, Cushy's going downhill real quick.
He's not eating the night.
Sorry, Cushy, we didn't get enough draw tonight. You're not getting any. Sorry.
I gotta say though, like I do say there's no money in making shows, but I also have to say I've maybe lost money 2 times out of over 50 shows that I've booked. So, you know, I feel like a lot of mistakes that other promoters and people trying to get into it make is that, you know, you're oversaturating the market. You're trying to put too many shows on too close together with too many of the same bands, and you're not giving yourself enough time to build a market. You're basically just putting these shows together and sharing them in a Facebook group and think that people are going to show up. And, you know, like that Kai Nashi Sabella show I had in July, if I had that show once a month, I wouldn't have to get a full-time job. And fuck, that would have been, you know, that would make my life.
If you had that once a month, you don't give people time to miss you. That's the thing. We have I think there's a lot of groups in the scene that kind of go together a lot. And then you 100% oversaturate the market. I don't want to see you over and over again with the same people over and over again every weekend.
I also think you bring up a good point in that most of the scene doesn't want new bands. They want the same bands to play every
and they're okay with that.
And they're okay with that because a lot people are okay with things being stagnant.
But what sucks is that you see that outsider point of view come in and say, I want to see different bands, and then you book those other bands and they still don't come.
Well, I've been to your mixed shows. I love a good mixed bill. I love it because
you're one of the few that cover the mixed shows. Those are the ones that have little issues.
Well, I think that's how you look. Everybody and their brother can say, "Oh, I love this genre," but I think it takes a lot more to go out blind to something like that and go out there with the predisposition to that. I want to see something different.
See,
I think everybody's comfortable going to a show where they know who's going to be there, they know what they're going to see, they know what's going to happen, and that's fine, but I think you get a lot more out of going to something that you haven't seen before, man.
When I got out of college, I was going to shows by myself, and every show I could possibly go to. It didn't matter what type of music, EDM to fucking death metal, and I was going to every single one just because, I wanted to be there and experience something new. It's not about who was playing or who I'm going to meet there, and I just feel like that's a big problem with today. Like, when I started booking shows, I didn't even know if anyone would come. I did it for myself to enjoy a show that I know was going to be good. You know what I mean? So I just feel like people just need to not wake up, but just be a little bit more open.
Open up.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I kind of like being I always considered us sort of like a no-name band because not many people really know who we are. Like for me, most people know me as the guy that stands in the back of the Voltage Lounge next to Dom most of the time
and chuckles
and
chuckles with Dom,
and no one knows that we play in Last Minute Hero, but every now and then when we get to play one of those shows where every other band's a metal band and then we play, people are always kind of blown away, and it's like holy shit, I can like something other than just this hardcore stuff that's about to go on, and I love that. I think that's the best thing for us. It's those mixed genre shows are so important for exposing different types of music to people that would never hear it otherwise.
Definitely, I think that's why it is. That's why I think there were Blooming was on.
We played with Blooming before.
I think that's
Blooming's
a
awesome.
great thing. You have
that was the Mama O show.
Yeah, that was the Mama O show.
Yeah,
Face Your Maker.
That was Face Your Maker.
Yes.
The last Cortana show ever with
R.I.P.
She said the nicest thing to me after that show, and she's like, "You are the most entertaining bass player I've ever seen." I'm just first off, no, I'm not.
Corey's mom,
I guess.
Shout out to Mama O.
Mama O is the nicest lady.
And that was no one had ever said that to me, and I was just yeah, it took me back a little.
She's
bit.
like, "Baby, you were so good."
She was legitimately you were one of the most interesting and I'm not to my own horn because I'm not that type of person, but it took me back, and it was just crazy to hear that from someone that I'd never met before.
That was almost a year ago.
It was.
Yeah. I'd like to sympathize with your point of going to a show by yourself where you're not I used to work at UPS and I was in the unload with this guy and we're unloading packages off a truck.
I hated that. I did that too.
It's a fucking pain in the
fucking
balls.
hate that job.
It'll ruin your day at 5 a.m. So we're unloading these things and he's like, "Yo, man, you want to go to this show tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm in, baby. Let's do it." It's like, yeah, the band's called Emancipator. And I'm like,
I know that.
yes! I was like, I thought, yo, this kid knows.
Jam band.
Dude, I was expecting the grindiest, just metal
Yeah,
out the
with a
ass.
name like that, you'd expect
Emancipator,
it.
I'm like, yeah, Emancipator, yeah. I'm like,
You're
and so
expecting spikes and shit.
I'm fucking expecting
Collars.
spikes and yeah.
I guess he forgot to tell you to bring your mushrooms, huh?
Dude didn't tell me nothing. So I get in the car with this kid. We go from Westchester down to Philly to his friend's like dorm in Temple. And he's like, we gotta roll up a bunch of doobies before we go to the concert. And like that should have been my initial like red
Was that
flag.
at the Blockley?
Was it in West Philly?
Yeah.
It was the Blockley.
It was at the
It was
Blockley.
definitely the Blockley.
Right? So he tells me, we gotta roll a bunch of tacos up here, man. So I'm like rolling these joints. I'm like, man, I never seen anybody at a metal concert smoke this many fucking joints. Like, all right, cool.
You didn't know Dom at the time.
I didn't know that at the time. I get to this fucking show and I'm looking around and I start seeing like the dead skulls and I'm like, things have gone in a different fucking direction. But I was like, I'm fucking here. We're gonna do it up. I'm gonna make my own fun.
We're gonna jam.
So yeah, well, dude, this man comes out with an electric violin and starts throwing this shit down. It took me 3 songs to be like, okay, I'm with this, and then they started playing.
Wait,
like,
how did you know when the song was over?
well, like I'm gauging.
It took me 3 songs, which was about 6 hours.
Because they had the big, I do know, because they had the big, like, back things with, like, the different animations.
Oh, okay.
And, like, I had a
love
dude
bands
next
that
to
do
me
that.
going,
Seven
oh my
Animals
god,
Fighting.
Elephant whatever is my favorite song. I'm like, okay. He said that 3 times. I was like, they can't all be your favorite one. They can't all be. But it took me a minute until I was into it, and then they started playing a rip on Bombs Over Baghdad by Outkast. And I was like, at that point, give me a doobie. We're about this. I was like,
So that's what gets you out of the chair.
well, that's why I
Outkast covers.
Hell yes. That's why I love when a band covers something, because that's like, if you don't know that band, if you don't know whatever, if they cover some weird fucking song and you know it, that'll suck you right into that shit. It takes your cred up to here. I understand a lot of people don't like covers, a lot of people do covers,
I'll fuck
whatever.
with a good cover. Like,
Shout out to
uh,
Fever Wart.
Like we touched in the last podcast. We did Fever War cover.
Kid Rock, Ball with the Ball.
Oh, they did.
Oh
yeah,
my
that's right.
god!
They did.
What?
Yeah.
What? I love this band already. What?
A good cover that got me was Hot Gospel's Whole Lot of Love.
Yeah,
that
one's
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's like
It
a
was
cover original. Like
Yeah,
they
they
changed
rewrote that
it.
a
They
lot.
rewrote it.
Do you have any bands
I
that you
like
don't
that shit.
Favorite cover? Probably, I think my favorite cover of all time was like this old thing that Dallas Green did. It was a cover of like this old Motown song called "Love Don't Live Here Anymore," and it's like super old from like MySpace transmissions.
Love don't
Like,
live here.
and like
anymore.
that, like it's like the most soulful like cover, and it like completely changes this like upbeat like sort of like poppy song.
Right.
It's like so like heart wrenching and just like melodic. It's awesome. It's
My
like,
favorite cover is when Peasler plays System of a Down but stops before the
Stops.
good part.
That's what we did.
Or they play Switchfoot or
Well, I don't
something
like
else.
System of a Down, so I enjoy that part.
I really want to cover.
I enjoy it when it stops.
That's fair. I'll take
Because
it.
everyone's like, yeah!
Yeah, that really got some.
Finally stopped.
I really want to cover a No Doubt song.
Do it.
Which
I
one?
really want to cover a No Doubt song.
Spiderwebs.
Yo,
Probably
You guys should get away with it.
Probably Spiderweb.
Sorry, I'm not home.
Yeah, I mean we can't do like unless Ray wants to.
I'm just a girl.
I'm just.
Don't Speak, Sunday morning.
Oh, dude! Don't Speak would be so sweet.
You could do that. You're really
But we're-
I still think you need to do Pretty Handsome Awkward.
We're thinking about it. So in
We're
closing,
thinking.
In closing, if you had a band you want to break up, jam with, and officially be in.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
All right. So
What
let
would
me
be those
elaborate.
bands?
That's a
What are
good
your?
one.
What are your? Well, hold on. You gotta do your. You can't. You gotta ask it different. You have to do. What are your 3 bands that you listen to right now? Your favorites, not local, anywhere. Just your 3 favorite bands. Name them.
My 3 favorite bands
Yes.
like of all time.
All time.
Probably Pink Floyd, Between the Buried and Me, Brand New.
Okay, so Pink Floyd, Between the Buried and Me, brand new.
Yes.
You have to break one of those bands up forever for good.
Oh
Yes.
wow.
You can jam with one of those bands,
Okay.
but Once you leave that practice area, it's all over. There's nothing there. You can't go anywhere with them. And you can tour with one of those bands where you go on a full tour, get the whole experience, make the money from it, but by and large, you're playing, go for it. So, for you, you're 3. Give me what you got. Who you killing first?
I had Brand New. I would break up Brand New.
They're already broken up, though.
I know. But, I mean, not really.
For the sake of argument, they're
still
together forever.
They're still, like, I think that they were, last I heard, they were trying to record new stuff. But,
so you go in there and break that recording equipment.
I'd break them up because their times run their course. Like, they're not performing as well as they used to, which is like saying a lot.
Every time I see them, they've played trash.
Which is funny because every time I've seen them, it's been like, holy shit.
They've been wasted both times I saw them. So
I saw them play right after they released Daisy, and that was like one of the best shows of all time. Band that I would tour with, band that I would jam with would be Pink Floyd.
True.
Because
they have the best asset.
David Gilmour is probably
jam.
my favorite guitarist of all time. Just the feel and just the sound that dude can make with his fingers is fucking crazy. And then I would tour with Between the Buried and Me because they are above all else like my favorite band of all time.
That was the best live band I've ever seen.
Would you go? I would go for the Colors.
I'd
be down for that.
I already have tickets.
Fuck you.
I already have tickets.
Fuck
sold
the
out.
boat you came over here on.
Super excited. They are, and I've seen them live like 7 or 8 times. Every single time they are spot on.
Into the Sky is honestly my favorite. From them, from their whole discography, that song I can listen to it on repeat for days. I don't know what it is for that.
It'll take you one day to listen to it.
It's a good point.
One of my favorite things that I used to do was put on at the L Bar before I'd leave. I'd put on White Walls.
It's a 12-minute song.
Yeah, it's like a 12-minute. Or I'd put on Twin of the Moon, which is a 19-minute song.
Oh my god!
Which is my favorite song of all. Like
Does that
have
cost
my
any more
tattoos
money?
based off of that.
That costs any more money in a jukebox?
No. So like I would like put that on and be like, all right,
always
guys.
put on The Decline by NoFX because it's 18 minutes long. No one likes NoFX
Awesome.
or an 18-minute song.
So awesome.
Either or. So Dom, same question. So we have for you. You're breaking up, Brand New. You're going to jam with Pink Floyd, and you're going to tour with Between the Buried and Me.
Yes.
That's fair.
100%.
Fair. Dom, what's your 3 bands? Your 3 favorite bands? Come on, baby.
Yeah, I know. You
can throw Dive Bomb in there. I won't.
You're rocking the outfit.
Under Oath, Movements, and I'll say Kainashi.
All right. So, who are you breaking up? Is Peter Rono going home?
No.
Is he working at Wawa forever?
Under Oath's time to go.
Under Oath, time to go. Okay.
I'm a jam with Kainashi because they're my homies.
True.
And I'll go on tour with Movements because they have sold out shows and it'll be awesome.
They just tour with Census Fair and Counterparts?
Yeah.
Is that Movements?
And Warped Tour.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because I have a Movements and Under Oath tattoo, so I felt like I had to say they were 2 of my favorite bands.
That's fair.
You know what? We'll do it for the host. Mal,
Yeah, you guys.
What do you got? What's your 3 favorite bands? I guess we can't. You should be honored because we can't do this again after this for ourselves.
Yeah, for ourselves, I don't think we can, so we'll do it the first time. Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay.
One of my favorite bands. Total Flight. And, I'll say Deftones.
True.
Good choice.
Yeah,
True.
solid
So who's
choice.
going home? Who's going home?
Chino, time to hang it up.
Deftones.
Yeah,
Deftones is going
Deftones
home.
gotta go home.
Time to hang it up. Chino.
Time to go
It's
home,
time.
guys.
It's time.
Time to hang it up.
Stefan's coming to become a guitar teacher. I would jam a Title Fight,
True.
and I would join Avenged Sevenfold because I always aspire to be like Sinister G, guitar player. I used to have his guitar back in the day.
Back country, baby.
Back country.
Man makes a breeze out of himself. Man, being a man.
That was one of the first bands I listened to. I found them on MTV, believe it or not.
Unholy Confessions?
That video was on MTV's Headbangers Ball when I was a kid, and I saw them in 4th grade.
That's exactly what I
No,
found
in 2004. 2004 with My Chemical Romance at the Electric Factory. And I was like, holy fucking shit. My mom brought me to the show. The Matt Shadows was like, we're in Philly. This is before City of Evil. Like maybe Backcountry and Beast and Harlot was just out. I want to see a fucking Philly mosh pit.
Yes.
My mom, Nikki, you're not going in there. And I'm like, A young kid, like, I'm going in there. She's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yes. She pulled me back. I like clock her in the belly, and I go in the mosh pit, just like it was a circle pit.
Yes.
So we go.
That's how you know.
During the ending breakdown of Unholy Confessions, it was so sick. Like they stopped the song before that last breakdown, and like mosh pit, and then they slow it down. And I was like just
throwing
and running, like, oh my god, this is so sick. So that's my bands. What about you, Matthew St. Brennan?
I'll go with the Dead Kennedys. I'll go with Black Dahlia Murder and Alice in Chains.
Boom.
I would, if the Dead Kennedys were still around and Jello Biafra was, doing that, I would end the Dead Kennedys. Even though I love Dead Kennedys a lot. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. Probably one of the best punk bands that's ever been around. I will jam with Alice in Chains if Lane Staley was still alive. If I could like hologram him or resurrect him, even though he'd be a little smelly, I would totally hang around with them all the time because that dude had a fucking wild voice and they're just great musicians. And I would definitely tour with Black Dahlia Murder because if you could take the time, listeners out there in podcast land, take the time. Go get the Black Dahlia Murder DVDs, and those dudes look like they have the most fun. Also, this would be like original lineup Black Dahlia Murder with the original guitarist, all that.
Okay.
Fucks around. I'm a purist. But if I could go on like the Miasma tour, I would totally go. They just look like they have so much fucking fun, and they just look like goofballs that I would want to be around in a bus with for a long extended period of time, farting and smoking weed. So that's mine, but.
So how'd you guys feel about the podcast?
What are we at time-wise?
It went great.
We're almost at we're at 122.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, it's time for Dom Stone to get to bed.
yes. I'm sorry. I was late. I fucking held y'all up here.
How'd you feel about it, Mike?
It was good. It was
good.
fun.
Do you
Yeah.
feel excited and, like had good banter?
I just feel like I was just talking with 4 of my friends, which is nice.
I think we need to get rid of Cleveland Brown Jr. part.
There's definitely
There's
something.
definitely gonna be somebody that-
Definitely
Alright,
some things
alright.
that need to be cut.
I just don't want him to be angry at me.
He's not gonna listen to
Who the
this.
fuck
No.
cares?
He's not gonna listen to this.
Yeah.
So
So,
how do you guys want to end it?
well, thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for coming out and hanging out with us. Tell your friends and tell other people of influence to come hang out with us.
Dom Stone, Fan 100 Squad.
Sign out. Do you have a Twitter handle you want to plug, maybe?
Do you guys want to end it?
Yeah, let's end it.
Tell them the ending.
Yeah, what's the
How do you want to say bye?
Fan 100 Squad, represent.
So that concludes our conversation with Dominic Stone and Michael Saracino.
Great dudes to have on.
Definitely made part 2.
Yeah, absolutely. They will definitely be back. I think it gives a good look into another side of what we all go out to enjoy. I asked him about it.
Yeah.
He takes on a lot of responsibility for putting on those shows, putting these things together, and we all go out there to enjoy them. So next time you see him at the Voltage, out at the Fire, out anywhere, buy him a beer, dap him up.
Say thank you.
Say thank you.
I gotta thank Dom for giving a fuck about any of my bands. He put his back on the line for.
He put his life. You about to say he put his life on the line?
He's put his life.
He
out
put
for
his
shit.
life on the line to bring peace there to the world.
Dom was the first person to give a shit about my band, but shout out to Dom.
Absolutely, and thanks for Mike to come on. A bass player. I love some bass.
Great person.
Great
Good friend.
person. Great dude to talk to. A fun guy. You like a mushroom? Fun guy.
So see you next week. We have a nice guest in line. We'll catch you later. Thanks. Love ya. Bye.